I try. Now. You are. You were. You have.
No.
I understand that all the fate of venture part. It is.
All is well that ends well. Our triumph was never in doubt. Victory is ours. 'Tis well that ends. Our triumph was never in doubt. Victory is ours. Our triumph was never...
Temple on top of a mountain. What connection could a place like... It certainly benefits from divine protection of some kind. Yggdrasil fell to earth not far from here, yet the temple buildings escaped entirely
I know that face. That... Heliodorian swine! You think that your blockade will break us? Think again. The disciples of Angrila are made of sterner stuff, as you will...
What in the... These movements must be intended to confound us. Be on your guard.
Enough! Is this how we treat visitors? As your High Lama, I order you to stand down.
Your Holiness, these people are not visitors. They are soldiers of Heliodor. We cannot be sure of their intent.
Soldiers of Heliodor, you say? The tall one, perhaps, but his young friend does not look like a military man. I sense a great power within you. Tell me, young man.
Incredible. He divined your true identity with a single...
How long we have waited for this day. Please, you must forgive my disciples' discourtesy. Their training is, welcome to Angri-La, honored luminary. It would please me if you would join me in the high hall at the top of the temple. We...
Strange child, but remarkably perceptive. Well, we have come...
I welcome you once again to Angri-La, honored luminary. As I believe you know, it is my privilege to serve as High Lama of this most sacred temple.
I am to address you as Your Holiness, correct? Might I ask what you and your people know?
Why, everything, of course. We have awaited his coming ever since the day he entered this world, in the castle of
Waiting for him?
I mean exactly what I say, nothing more. Tell me, do you recognize this? It is the emblem of Dundrasil. Since the age of heroes, the princes of that nation have come here to train with us for 6 years of their youth. Your young friend was born a prince of Dundrasil. Thus did we expect him to come here as a boy and study under the great Grand Master Pang. Sadly, that was not to...
So if fate had been kinder, you would have spent a good part of your childhood. What of his tutor, this Grand Master Pang?
When the Lord of Shadows brought the World Tree low, the Master set out to summon a magical mandala to protect the temple from destruction. The spell succeeded, but its power was too great. Grand Master Pang.
A noble sacrifice indeed.
Now that the Master is gone, it falls to me to guide you. Come to the field of discipline. It lies behind this hall.
It is a shame that the Grand Master cannot be here.
Beyond those doors lies the field. Before we tread upon this hallowed ground, let me tell you a little of our history. And of the Before setting out to defeat the Dark One, Erdwin came to our temple to learn from the Wise Ones, who made their homes here even then. The first Grand Master, i.e., accepted him as a disciple and trained him in the secrets of... But he did not train alone. During his time here, he met someone who would change.
Who was this person?
Another of Ai Yi's disciples, a young mage whose talent outshone that of all who had come before. A man named Erdwin and Morkant would train together every day, each striving to outstrip the other. Though they were fierce rivals, they became... When their training was complete, Morkant joined with Erdwin in his quest to slay the Dark One. Without Morkant's magic, he might... Before setting out, they carved an inscription into this stone, a pledge of eternal friendship. It is...
Morkant. I have not heard the name before.
Now allow me to show you to the field of discipline, if you would be so good as to follow. Welcome to the field of discipline. Since the age of heroes, many a would-be warrior has spilt sweat and blood upon these. If your karma had been different, this is where you would have trained under Grand Master Pang, like all the princes of Dundrasil before you. I have brought you here so that you might stand in the footsteps of your ancestors. An unbroken line leading all the way back to the 8th. Even your grandfather, Lord Robert, completed his training here. The memory of his achievements shall live long in the temple.
His achievements?
Pang was a harsh master. With this implement, disciples whose efforts were lacking were given motivation, directly to their fundament. It became known as the Naughty Stick. During the course of his 6 years of tuition, your grandfather's right honourable posterior was paddled an unprecedented 10,000. The tale of Lord Robert's road to enlightenment lives on to this day. Every disciple knows that he must focus at all times, lest he face the same.
A legendary achievement.
You are worried for your grandfather, yes? Do not be. Lord Robert overcame every challenge set for him by the Grand Master and emerged stronger. The fall of the World Tree would not have been enough to extinguish one so resilient. He is alive. I sense. Tonight there will be a modest feast in the High Hall to celebrate your long-awaited arrival. We would be greatly honored if you would join us. We may not be able to aid you as we would have done were Master Pang still with us, but in this respect,
Awake at last, It is high time we were... If the Grand Master was still alive, perhaps we might have learned something to help us in our fight against the Lord of Shadows.
and the hermit, what news of him?
Forgive us, Your Holiness. The monsters on the mountain path were too strong.
I see.
Your Holiness.
Yes, Sir Hendrik. I fear there is. You see, 2 weeks ago a hermit visited us, unannounced. Then just as suddenly...
Alone?
That I do not know. The moment he heard that Master Pang had passed away, he ran from the temple. He was last seen. The mountain has become infested with monsters, emboldened and strengthened by the rise of the Lord of Shadows. This being so, I dispatched a group of disciples to return.
I have trained all my life for a moment such as this, and yet I have failed in my first true test. I have brought shame upon Angry.
Might we be able to offer some assistance?
I thank you for your kindness, but you are guests here. I cannot ask you to undertake.
A knight of Heliodor does not abandon an innocent. These people have shown us great kindness. It is only right that we do them a kindness in return.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart, but I cannot allow you to bear this burden. We must depart for the summit of Mount Panglai without delay. After exiting the temple, we will take the path to the east.
All is well that ends.
It seems we are too late. Is this the hermit we came in?
Unfortunately so. He was in deep meditation when he breathed his last. I am glad at least that he was prepared to meet his fate. But that posture, it is awful. Uniquely awful. I know it from some...
Incredible! Issue 1 of the Ogler's Digest. And in mint condition.
Indeed. It seems our friend here made his peace with the world before departing. This, at least, is some small solace. Huh? But this is one of the royal treasures of Dundrasil. Why would a lowly... By the skies! Can it really be?
Lord Robert!
Your grandfather was Master Pang's most fervent disciple. Can he have chosen to follow his mentor to the next life, perhaps?
No! He is still...
What?
His spirit hovers in the place between life and death. It is only a matter of time before he passes the point of no return. But there may yet be a way to save him. If you were to follow him into the void, you might be able to bring him back.
But how?
The ancient teachings tell us that the summit of Mount Panglai stands at the crossroads between this world and the... If you will permit me, I can perform an ancient rite that will send you to the place between... But it is not a decision to be taken lightly. Once that place is entered, there is no guarantee. Well, will you take that chance? Will you visit the void and bring Lord Robert back to us? Very well. I will prepare for the ritual. Tell me when you are ready, and... It is time to...
What is this foolish dance? What manner of...
Another wandering soul drifts into my domain. Welcome. Destiny is cruel indeed to send me one so young. This may be a fruitless question, given the vacant expression you wear, but... Do you know what? He is wise beyond his years. Do you think... Let me unburden... I will explain in simple terms that even an idiot may understand. As you see, before Yggdrasil fell, departed souls would come here before return. But now that the tree is gone, it is a place with an entrance but no exit. A dead end for the dead. A spiritual... What I'm trying to tell you is that you will never leave this world. Before long, your soul will dissipate. As long as the cycle of souls is interrupted, all who die will suffer the same fate. Until at last, this is your destiny. Accept it. Or do you cling to the vain hope that the heart... And yet, You would not be alone in your foolishness. There are some people just don't know when to give up. Did you think that he chose death out of a sense of despair? You could not be more wrong. He came here with hope in his heart. The hope that one day he will defeat. Your grandfather came to find me so that I might teach him the last of my secret. You know who I am, of course. Foolish child. I am Pang, Grand Master of Angri-La. Your grandfather's teacher and tormentor. Do you see the magic circle that surrounds... The precise pattern of movements draws energy from the ether and channels it to create the mandala of Yggdrasil. This is... He has been flailing away like this ever since he arrived here. It is not good for him at his end. But when the great sigil is complete, he will have mastery over a power not seen since the Age of Heroes. Get out, Knight! Don't you dare give up now! I'll beat your bottom black and blue, I swear! Well, would you look at that? Perhaps he is not...
Hey! Did you see that? I finally did it!
Yes, very impressive. I thought you had gone soft in your dotage.
Jinx! Grandmaster Pang! Was that... Woohoo! For the first time in my long life, she's actually paid me a compliment. Oh, that's warmed my cockles more than a
Perhaps if you could stop congratulating yourself for one moment and squint beyond the end of your bulbous nose, you would see we have a visitor.
Oh my! Is it real? Oh, not you as well. Your poor young life snatched away from you. It's not fit.
Oh, stop your sniveling.
He's what? But what's he doing?
He and his friends found your body and sent his soul from the world above.
Ah, really? But I only came here to... Finer than ever, in fact. Now that I've learned the final secret, you and me are going to be unstoppable. Come on, let's get back to our bodies and show that law...
Stop right there!
I can't thank you enough for all you've done, Grandmaster. But now that my...
Finished. Oh, honored luminary. If you would like to follow me. Your grandfather has mastered the last secret of Angri-La. He now has the power to send enemies. It is a technique first devised in the Age of Heroes by Morkant, brother-in-arms of the Luminary of... For you, I have a technique no less impressive. An attack of such incredible power that it can tear through all... It was devised by Erdwin himself during his training with Yi, our first Grand Master. And it will give you...
Well, that can't be a bad thing. Me with Morkant's spell and you with Erdwin's attack. We'll be...
If you can master it. None since Erdwin has been able to do so. The training you must undergo to acquire this power will be more intense, more relentless. Well, do you think you have what it takes to endure this most I knew you would make the... The first step is to focus your mental energies and call forth a blade of pure... As good as can be expected for a first attempt. The heat of battle.
Battle? You mean you're going to fight him? Oh!
Me? Why would I rumple my nice clean robe when I have you?
What?
Who bet? And besides... Before we...
Oh. 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 Oh, aye! I've not felt this up.
That's the spirit. Don't hold back. Show him.
Yeah.
Luminary, prepare yourself. The more you...
Here I come. my side.
Oh, yes. Wonderful. I must say, I doubted you had it in you. But you have proved me wrong. And for once. The power of the technique comes from your heart. Hone that greatest of weapons, and none will be able to stand. Now, I think it's time we peeled that old degenerate off the flag.
You beat me, even with the last secret of Angry-La in my side. Oh, I can't believe...
You weren't too much of an embarrassment, no. Perhaps I find...
So this is where you have been, huh?
Wait, I know that...
Mordigan.
Sniveling worms. You thought to escape my clutches by cowering here in this ruined world. You have only delayed.
No! Curse you! I had thought your powers could not reach us here. It seemed so inconsiderate. Fine. It seems we must do it the hard way. You two will just have to
What? So the last secret of Angry-La wasn't the last one?
Of course not, foolish man. There is another. A supreme skill devised by Grandmaster i.e. one that Erdwin and Morkan... Well, don't just stand there. Combine your powers. Revive the technique that was lost to us, so that I can die happy.
You dare to resist?
You must do exactly as I say. Exactly when I say it. Robert, do not think. Act. Use the technique. Now, Luminary! Unleash... Yes, the last and greatest of all the secrets of Angry-La. The technique. Solar Flare!
He is back with us. But he is greatly weakened. We must get him to the temple right...
You are finally awake, Lord Ro...
Oh, hello there, laddie. Better late than never, eh? What are you staring at me like that for? Is there something on my face?
It is your physique, Lord Robert. You were a good deal slighter, only a short time.
Oh, that! Nothing a good breakfast couldn't cure. Aye, the Grand Master put me through worse than more than one.
Lord Robert has told me what came to pass in the void, that you met Grand Master Pang, and that she trained. I hear that you were even able to master the ultimate abilities of your ancestor Erdwin.
And I hear that I owe you a debt of thanks, Sir Henrik, for looking after the boy here while I was away.
Please think nothing of it, my lord. It is the least I could do to make amends for all the wrongs I have done.
Ach, don't torture yourself over it, son. We've all been pawns in Mordegon's game. You've nothing to
Thank you. Truly. What do you intend to do now? We had hoped to find guidance here in Angri-La, but alas, we find ourselves at an impasse.
Well, funnily enough, I was just thinking about something Grandmaster Pang. She said old Erdwin used a very special form of transport when he went after the Dark One. Some sort of sacred flying...
Whatever could that mean?
I didn't get the chance to ask her any more about it. But it sounds like just what we need to get up to that castle and knock Mordegon off his pick. As for our old friends, none of them were exactly the giving up type, eh? If I'm still alive and kicking, you can bet the rest of them are out there somewhere. So, what say we head over to Arborea and keep an eye out for our pals on the way? If this flying doodad's supposed to be sacred, the folks over there'll know something. There's no time to...
Honored Luminary, we disciples of Angri-La will do all that we can to aid you in your preparations to take... We have even devised a special training regime for you. Visit us again soon. We will stand ready to help you hone your power.